Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Book Notification Podcast, your go-to source for this week's new book releases. Today, we're looking at the week from July 14th to July 20th. There are over 450 new books releasing this week, so there is no way we could cover them all. Visit booknotification.com to explore the full list of this week's new books, including new books from Daniel Silva, Sylvia Moreno-Garcia, and Susan Wiggs. You can also follow your favorite authors so you'll be the first to know when their next book is available. As always, we have 10 books to highlight with a little something for everybody. Let's get into it. The Italian Vineyard is a breathtaking dual timeline romance from Anita Chapman. England, 1939. After her husband's unexpected death, Lady Charlotte throws herself into reviving the vineyard at his beloved home, Copley Park. Desperate to focus on anything other than the dangerous secret she now carries. Along with her head gardener, Albert, she travels to Verona for research, where she is quickly distracted by Italy's beautiful golden light and vibrant mimosa flowers. But just as her heart starts to open up, the threat of war spreads across Europe, tearing apart Charlotte's plans for her future and leaving her with a heart-wrenching decision to make. Now, devastated by the loss of her mother and newly single, Kate asks to work at Copley Park, her family's failing estate, to take her mind off a heartbreak. But when she learns that the park's stunning vineyard might have to be sold, she's determined not to let this beautiful piece of her family's history go. And when she's given a dusty old bottle of wine that belonged to her great-grandmother with a note attached from a mysterious bee, she convinces handsome head winemaker Ben to accompany her to Verona to unravel its secrets. But as Kate and Ben grow closer against the stunning sunsets of Italy, will Kate discover that some secrets are better left buried in the past? Or will unraveling the romantic mystery at the heart of the vineyard lead to a future Kate could only ever have dreamed of? Lose your heart to Italy in this beautiful, moving story of family secrets and letting those you love inspire you. The Italian Vineyard will be released on July 14th. Click, Curse, Corpse is the second book in the Ghost Photographer Paranormal Cozy Mystery series by Felicity Green. A haunted photo, a cursed stage, a midlife ghost photographer forced to solve a crime before the final curtain call. Single mom and reluctant psychic witch, Liv 7, already has plenty to juggle. 2 kids to wrangle, a fledgling theater to launch, and a tangle of magical family secrets to unknot. But when the leading lady of Twelfth Night drops dead during rehearsal, whispers of a centuries-old theater curse sweep through the postcard pretty village of Fairwick. Liv isn't buying mere superstition, especially not after a ghostly figure materializes in her promotional photos. Someone or something desperately wants to be seen. With reincarnated Great Aunt Helen Ethel now inhabiting a temperamental marmalade cat, intuitive children, and a chorus of witchy relatives alternating between helpful and hilarious, Liv begins her own investigation. As opening night looms and accidents multiply, she senses a sinister presence waiting in the wings. To safeguard her family, her theater, and herself, Liv must wield the magic in her blood and confront the ghosts that refuse to rest. Can she expose the murderer before the spotlight fades to black? Find out in Click, Curse, Corpse on July 20th. Horror Meister Steve Hudgins begins a new series, Maniac on the Loose, with Maniac in the Shadows. Barricade every window, bolt every door. A maniac lurks in the shadows. John Bromley, a cunning killer whose madness fuels his every move, has escaped the walls of a sinister insane asylum, leaving a trail of blood in his wake. Driven by a twisted mind that blends chilling intellect with unhinged brutality, he kills without a pattern, only when it serves his dark purpose. Dr. Franklin Grimm, the asylum's ruthless director, will stop at nothing to keep the breakout a secret, desperate to protect his career at any cost. He unleashes his merciless head of security, known only as Ski Mask, to hunt Bromley down before the truth spills out. But Ski Mask's silence grows ominous, and Grimm's frantic calls go unanswered. Meanwhile, Alex and Melissa, an unsuspecting couple in a quiet house, become the Maniac's next targets, trapped in a nightmare of torture and terror. As radio reports of the escape leak to the public, exposing cracks in Grimm's cover-up, a deadly game of cat and mouse unfolds. Who betrayed the secret? Where is Ski Mask? And can anyone stop Bromley's relentless bloodshed? Maniac on the Loose is unleashed on July 15th. From Kristen Bailey comes a totally hilarious and heartwarming holiday rom-com, Hot to Go. The vacation ended. The heat didn't. Meet Susie Callahan, French teacher, newly single, newly heartbroken. After an awful breakup, she heads to Mallorca for a much-needed holiday with her cousins, expecting sun, sangria, and siestas. She isn't expecting to fall in love, especially not with the handsome Spaniard who rescues her when she gets separated from her group during an ill-judged midnight skinny dip. But what starts as a steamy holiday romance built on white lies and mistaken identities turns into something more complicated when Carlos shows up at the school she works at. Except his name isn't Carlos. It's Charlie Carter, and he's the new Spanish teacher. Now, they're stuck in department meetings pretending they haven't seen each other naked, both feeling thoroughly duped, but wondering if that holiday fling can exist in real life. But when they're thrown together again on a school trip to Seville, the heat between them proves impossible to resist. HOTTOGO will be released on July 18th. This week's nonfiction pick is The Idaho 4, An American Tragedy, from James Patterson and Vicky Ward. The murders of 4 innocent college students attending the University of Idaho left us all with so many questions. Now, after more than 300 interviews, James Patterson and prize-winning journalist Vicky Ward finally have the answers. We know what it was like to live in Moscow, Idaho, on November 13th, 22, the day of the cold-blooded killings. We know what the local police and FBI did right, and what they did wrong. We've learned so much about the 4 heartbroken families, and we have the backstory for Brian Koberger, brilliant grad student, loner, apparent incel. Now, you are the jury. The evidence is in. The Idaho 4 will be released on July 14th. The Siren Mage series begins with In the Veins of the Drowning by Cassidy. The monster is always slain. Imogen Neal is in hiding from a cruel kingdom that believes sirens are monstrous, blood-hungry creatures. Hiding from a king and his captain who viciously hunt her kind. Hiding from her own alluring abilities. By keeping herself from the sea, Imogen's bloodlust is dulled, and her black wings remain concealed beneath her skin. When a neighboring king comes to visit, Imogen can no longer hide. He knows precisely what she is, and he believes she can save their kingdoms from an even greater monster. But Imogen's power threatens to violently reveal itself, and the two form a blood bond that protects them both. They flee together, traversing waters teeming with the undead. As the lines between duty to their people and desire for each other begin to blur, Imogen worries her ancestral powers may not be enough to kill what hunts her. The only way to defeat a monster may be to become one herself. The Siren Maid series will begin on July 15th. From the best-selling author of About That Kiss, Harper Bliss, comes This Is Who I Am. Love doesn't always follow the recipe. Cass Little has built a life defined by 2 passions, food and control. As head chef, she's used to perfection, except when it comes to her own body. Menopause has taken its toll, leaving Cass struggling to accept a body she barely recognizes. She's convinced that love, like her libido, has long left the building. Estelle Raymond is back in Clearwater Bay to grieve her father and escape a lifetime of expectations. A brilliant mathematician, She's comfortable being asexual, but wary of the way love so often demands she be someone she's not. But something about a Cass, a woman who loves fiercely but fears she's not enough, awakens a desire for connection Estelle thought she'd buried. And something about Estelle, a woman who refuses to compromise her truth, makes Cass question everything she thought she knew about passion. When old wounds and new desires collide, Cass and Estelle must learn that love isn't always about reciprocity. It's about trust, acceptance, and finding comfort in the unexpected. Set in the small coastal town of Clearwater Bay, This Is Who I Am is a heartwarming, sapphic romance about queer identity, self-acceptance, and the messy, beautiful ways we learn to love again. This Is Who I Am will be released on July 16th. Her Many Faces by Nicci Cloke is this summer's psychological thriller that will have everyone talking. 5 men, 5 stories, but are they ready for hers? Her father remembers the sweet schoolgirl, her childhood friend, bonded over a shared fascination with conspiracy theories. Her lover regrets ever falling for her. Her lawyer believes she's hiding something. A journalist is convinced he knows exactly who she is, a cold-blooded killer. But which is the true face of Catherine Cole? The reality lies somewhere between these very different perspectives. Her Many Faces will be released on July 15th. The next chapter is the latest from author Rebecca Ryan. Lily Brown is ready to turn the page and see what adventure awaits. Lily Brown prides herself on her organized, surprise-free life. Whether it's charity yoga for polar bears or crafting a 96-piece balloon arch, Lily always goes the extra mile. But when her adopted father asks her to reconnect with her birth mother, Lola Starr, a legendary pop-punk singer who vanished from fame, Lily decides to venture off the well-trodden path. With her best friend Seb, Lily tracks Lola to her humble hotel on the beautiful Isle of Skye in Scotland. Far from the glamorous life she imagined, hiding the truth, Lily gets to know Lola and finds a kind, free-spirited woman. If life wasn't complicated enough, she meets Noah, a charming travel writer on a quest to discover hidden gems. As Lily takes a chance and embraces new possibilities, she begins to question whether the safe rules she built her life around are what she really needs. The next chapter will be released on July 17th. Finally, from New York Times best-selling author Carolyn Brown comes The Paradise Petition. In 19th century Texas, 2 tough-minded women dared to challenge the status quo in a warm, witty, and adventurous historical romance. Daisy Lindbergh and Lily Boyle traded a colorful past for a fresh start as seamstresses in Autry, Texas. And their aim to spark a women's rights movement is raising eyebrows among the town's dumbfounded men. But among the ladies, tired of being treated like possessions, they have 2 words: Amen, sister. Beulah, a sassy shop owner as formidable as Cannon Shot, is on board. So is Alma, a timid preacher's wife who hit her breaking point. Before long, a courageous female posse has a liberating petition of demands. Surprisingly, they also have an empathetic ear in sheep rancher Matt McGuire, who's as keen on women's independence as he is on Lily. As Daisy and Lily make waves in the small town, their secrets threaten to come out. But they haven't traveled this far to let their past define them. In fact, with love and the forging of new lives on the line, they've never felt more defiant. The Paradise Petition will be released on July 15th. That's our 10 books for this week. Until next time, you can check out booknotification.com. Book Notification offers an easy way to track your reading lists, follow your favorite authors, and never miss a new release. Our website is completely free to use, and it's packed with features to make your reading life easier. You can follow your favorite authors and get notified whenever they release new books. We send out an email every Tuesday with a list of fresh releases from the authors you love, but that's not all. You can track your reading progress, mark books as read, rate and review them, and even import your data from Goodreads, Calibre, Libby, and more. Want to discover something new? Check out Reader's Roulette for book recommendations, or use our personalized book release calendar to stay up to date with the latest titles. You can even tag books with custom labels, just like on Goodreads shelves, and get tailored recommendations for what to read next based on your current book. Whether you're looking for books in publication or want to see them listed in chronological order, we've got it covered. Plus, all of our authors are audited by real people, so you know the information is accurate. So why not give it a try and join the thousands of readers already using our site to stay on top of their reading game. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back next week with another 10 books.